All right, and we're live. Welcome in, everybody. All right, so we're going to roll it back to fundamentals today because that's really the key and the most important part of everything. So, spent last weekend hanging out at Premier Orlando, and I think out of all the presenters and all the classes and everyone I spoke to there, it was all about the principles, right? You have to have your foundation, your shape, your structure. That is the key. It's everything. Um, there was a lot of different ways people put it. I think one person I spoke to was like, you basically you can't put perfume on poop. It's still poop. So if the structure isn't there and the shape isn't there and it's poop, you can put all the makeup on it you want. It's still poo. I was like, oh, that's one way to look at it, I suppose. But the point was made. All right, so I'm just gonna start off, take my tips, get Sally read up, cut the cuticle off, and then I'm just gonna come in with an abrasive real quick. Come in with my 150. These are truly the best files, I think, on the market for a hand file. You can use it on just about anybody, anything, natural nails, enhancements. It doesn't bend and flex, it doesn't fall apart. Probably the most expensive files I've ever worked with, but it is definitely worth it. All right. 3 clicks for Sally to make sure she's in. 1, 2, 3. All right. Cut her free edge. And then just start to kind of round her out a little bit. Just set yourself up for success because that's like really the ideal shape. You want to start using your forms on. I mean, we can get into how to customize forms for your clients that are like bitten or if they have extended hyponychium. There are ways you can tailor and make some slight alterations to your paper forms. But let's just get set for success. It's like the best part of working on Sally. You can always do it with success. And she don't complain. You can beat her to pieces. She don't complain. All right. Let's get in. Perfect. She's ready to go. We're going to come in. Best practices. So we're going to push her cuticle back. And then we'll come in with our arbor band, which is approximately 150 grit. On that mandrel, it goes in. And we go anywhere. Your range is 4,000 to 6,000 RPM. So I'm just going to pop her up to 6,000 RPMs. Hey, Tammy, welcome in. How are you? All right, let's go into our overhand grip. Go around our cuticle area. All right, you should probably make sure she's in forward. If you're right-handed, you want to go in forward. Left-handers go in reverse. We go around that cuticle layer. We do it once to remove any kind of buildup. And then come over it the second time. Just make contact to make sure the nail is nice and prepared. And then just make contact coming towards you, one direction. Tickle, tickle, coochie coo, as Greg would say, all the way down the nail plate. Once we have that, we can come in, remove our dust. And then we can change our pH by coming in with a little bit of swipe on our manicure brush. Remove all the debris and contaminants. Easy breezy. We're going to do our protein bond. 2 coats. How many coats? 2 coats. Always 2 coats. Really, it's 1 coat. 2 coats for heavy lifters, but we never want to find out the hard way that somebody was a heavy lifter, so we'll just go in with 2 coats to get Sally going. All right, so I'm going to go in with a hybrid nail. Why? I like doing hybrid nails, especially when I'm practicing for anything because it makes me work with all of my materials. Let's get some monomer in there. That way I'm always working with both materials because I find sometimes in salon I'll start doing more gel and then my acrylic fights, might be a little bit on my weaker side and vice versa. So when I'm at home and when I'm hanging with Sally, I try to do more hybrid so I'm keeping up on my skills with both materials, both mediums. So I got some liquid. Let's get some powder. Let's go in with some clear, speed clear. Can't go wrong. Ooh, it was getting empty. That's okay. There'll always be a sale. I'll always find. It's serendipity. I changed my name on here. LOL. Oh, okay. Well, hello, serendipity. Actually, that would have taken me a minute to put together. I don't know if I knew that. All right. Well, welcome in, Tammy. How was your day? Did you have to work today? I know a lot of, stylists take off on Mondays. I worked all day. And then I totally had Melissa on YouTube, MJ on YouTube on the side of my station. So when I wasn't with a client, I was kind of like popping in on her YouTube channel today. All right. Get our form on. Pinch both sides at the silver tabs. Make sure that is nice and perfect and flush with each other. Because if that's crooked, the whole nail is going to be crooked from the start. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm actually getting ready to get rid of these. So I started my new set. I think I'm going to go with something more like this. A little shorter. I don't know if you can really see it on there, but a little shorter. I'll eventually get there. This was my show nails when I went to Premiere last weekend. I wanted something kind of long, Miami, 80s, kind of fun colors, summer colors. But now I'm ready to kind of soften it up. I'm tired of looking at color. All right, take my form. I'm going to pinch it off, open up my little wings. I know that Greg and Karen and all of our friends, they're going to apply it by holding it and bringing it under and then straightening it out from there. I struggle with that sometimes, so I like to do the alternate method. I hold it from the silver tabs down here. So I can hold it in my overhand grip, come under the nail. Let me get into the frame. Come under, flush with the free edge, and then I can lightly pull that up if I need to make sure that it's coming straight out from the nail. All right, come from under. We all know Sally doesn't always want to stick because she's plastic. So I'm going to come under, do kind of like an omeletto shape here. All right, bring her together. Let's rock and roll. Get my liquid. See if I can get everything in frame here. Liquid, powder. Let's see, I missed that one. Gonna watch it later. Oh yeah, it was on her VIP channel. If you're a member, are you a member? I don't know if she's gonna later put out the VIP ones, like the membership on her YouTube for everybody. I really don't know if that comes out later to everybody or not. It was kind of cool. She did like basically 3D smile lines, but anytime watching her work is just, it's so satisfying. I can watch her for hours. All right, all the way in the liquid. Tap, tap, tap below the ferrule of the brush. And then we're going to bounce in our powder. Give it a few seconds for the liquid and powder to meet. I can also take off some of the liquid on the back end of the brush. All right. And then I'm going to drop my pearl off, wipe my brush, and then I'm going to, from the top, and I'm going to use zone 2 and 3 of my brush, or the belly of the brush, moving towards the ferrule. And I'm just going to kind of walk it from the top. And I just lightly slide on the sides when it comes away or it starts to come down that form where I don't want it to go. And then just start stretching it into this shape. I want to make this pretty thin because, like I said, I'm going to hybrid this a little bit. I'm not going to put too much in there. I'm just going to use some flakes. All right. And just kind of bring that in, bring that in. I want to make sure my sides coming from the growth channels are nice and straight. Same on the other side. Make sure my coming from my growth channel, it's a straight line, and bring it down. And then I'm going to use one more pearl just to finish off the front end. Tap, tap, tap. Just a little pearl just to kind of finish it off. And then bring her right there. A little bit of an omeletto, so just slightly past the pinch, just a little bit. So I can kind of bring that little bit more of that stiletto, that really hard pinch together. But I don't want like that hard point either. It's just slightly rounded at the free edge. All right. Let me take another one small pearl, tap, tap, tap. I just want to go over the entire nail with that for the cuticle. And really, I just want this nice and thin. And I want to do this so when I go over everything, if anything kind of was missed, so when I pop the form off, it's all together one solid piece. I don't know if it's happened to anybody else out there. Oh my gosh, it's happened to me where I go to take my form off and the free edge came with it. The first time I went to OWC, and I was so nervous, and we had Friday, and they were like, it's the test day, and I was so nervous. And the first nail of the day, I went to pop that form off, and the whole tip, everything came off with it. It was a pink and white, and I know the look. I mean, my face will always say it long before my mouth does. And MJ and Karen were both the teachers there. And MJ took one look at me. She was like, it's okay. This happens. And then I think she saw that I was about to cry. And she's like, how about we go downstairs and take a breath? And I was like, oh. So now I've learned I do everything I can to prevent that from happening. I'll take all of my precautionaries. It's horrible. It's happened to me once in salon too. It's horrible when that happens. All right. So we're going to let this set up. It's going to be maybe 2 to 4 minutes. I mean, it's a speed, so really we'll look maybe closer to 2 minutes. We'll let that set up, and I'm going to start pulling out some of my flakes. So let's see. I think what I want to use from the Blessings collection. Let's grab that guy. And I think I want to grab, actually I want to use that one. Let's use some of her. She's going to be really pretty. And then I'm going to use from Gemini Cosmetics, from Gemini, Nevada. I'm going to use Moonstone because I'm a sucker for that name. I saw that name. I was like, I have to have it because Moonstones are some of my top favorite. All right. And since we're always in motion, I'm going to grab my Synergy base. Get that ready for myself. I'm going to grab my palette because I know I'm going to need to work off of that. All right. And my gel brush. All right. Grab that. It's my master gel brush. This is old. Look, it's the OG. It's the old logo. I love this brush. I'm going to baby this brush to the very end. This was my very first Young Nails brush that I ever had. And I'm doing my best to take care of it and take care of the bristles so I can have this forever or until I start working with them. And then I'll get Greg to sign it and Karen and Ray Barakamontes. I'll get them all to figure out how to sign my handle one day. All right. Let's see. Is she ready? Nope. She's still a little soft. I know. It's always the longest 2 minutes of my life. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right. So I don't want to totally pop it off and like break it. So I'm going to take my little handy dandy tool if I can find my handy dandy tool. And I'm just gonna kind of pop that side a little bit. And pop the other side a little bit. Yep, and you can see it kind of coming off. And then pull down and bring her out. Perfect. Let's do some art. Get our base gel. Excuse me, I don't need a lot. We just need a little bit, just enough to start getting everything nice and kind of like sticky. So I'm gonna come in here, just get her on there. I like to go from the free edge, work my way up a little bit, slow my roll when I get to the cuticle area, just so I don't flood it and get it everywhere else. Bring it around. All right, you come in here. Let's do some of our moonstone. I'm gonna take my ombre brush because I just want a little bit. I find like with like the ombre brush, I'm not gonna wind up with like piles and piles of glitter. I can control it just a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. I just want little hints of it. Just see what it looks like in the facets. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Very cool. And actually, let's just use our pen light. And we're just gonna cure that up and just flash it. So, I mean, simply, easily put for the most part. When you have like your translucents or your clears, anything you can see through, usually you can flash it 30 seconds, right? If it's really a harsher or full opaque color, you'll want to go for that full 60 seconds, even if it's like a non-stick kind of color, something that doesn't have that dispersion layer. You're pretty much better off to always let that go the full 60, just to make sure that you've gotten a proper cure on it. All right, we're gonna come in with some of our blessing flakes, because you know, it's a good day to feel blessed, right? Take some of those guys out. Oh, so pretty. All right, so I'm just gonna take the tiniest little sticky. Let's see. Actually, you know what I want to do? No, let's just change this for a second. I know what I want to do. Let's change this up a little bit. I have an idea. Let's put that aside. Let's do something kind of fun. All right, I'm going to take some Ultimate Finish real quick. And really just because it's a no stick, right? So I'm going to take my Ultimate Finish. I'm going to do a quick top coat on this. I know I totally changed directions, right? But that's the fun part of freestyling. And Sally, you know, she was like, hey, I don't care. No, Sally don't care. She can get something super cute out of this. All right, so I'm going to cure her while I grab, let's do some like transfer foils, because I actually started seeing more of that recently. So let's grab some foils. Let's see, I think, let's do that one, right? That'll be super cute. The blue and the gold. I love blue and gold. If you know me like personally, you know I love blue and gold. I have tons. All right. I used to make a couple of blue and gold dresses that I love to wear. Haha, that's going to be so cute. All right. So let's go in with some foil gel. Let me find some glue. All right. Foil glue. So I know Young Nails has their foil glue. It's an air dry glue. I kind of like the gel a little bit more personally. It's one of the few things out there, and it's really because I like the control of it. I just feel like I have better control, especially when it comes to like processing time or curing time or anything like that. All right, so I'm gonna put that on the nail. I'm just gonna wipe some of it off because I don't want it on everything. take it off of there. Take it off of there. All right, and she's gonna cook for 30 seconds in the lamp. Let's go. Oh my God, this is gonna be so much cuter. Yeah, I'm excited. This is gonna be super cute. Foils are tricky though, right? Foils can make a liar out of you. It's like having a toddler. They're not all made the same. Some stick, some don't. It's definitely a science that I think in our industry still needs some work. But if you want the whole pattern. However, I think just putting some of these colors and some of this down on there, that's going to look super cute. So we're going to do that. I know. I told myself getting started, I wasn't going to get lost in the design. It was going to be about like filing and shaping. But I mean, I love design. I just want to see something really cute. All right, so let's go in here. I really like this portion of it, so I'm just going to put that down on there. Rub her down. There you go. Yes. Oh, see, I like that. That came out super cute, like a little wave, right? Can you see that a little bit? So cute. All right, I like that. All right, so let's go back to where we were. I like that for our design. And then we can add some flakes on top of that if we want. So let's go back. We'll make it shiny. All right, come in now with a little bit of base coat. Just a little bit. Get her nice and sticky. And then let's pick up some of these flakes. Yes. Let me see. Be like a mixed metal look there. No. Okay. No, that's not gonna be. No. That's too silvery. I don't want to do silver. I changed that all the way up. But you know what? That's just the way it works sometimes. This. All right. These are the Cocoaist flakes. This is going to glow real pretty. This will go more with the blue. Yes. See? I like that. Right? That's cute. All right. Super cute. All right. Let's cook her. She'll go 30 seconds in just to cook her down. We'll close this up. We're going to keep it real simple. That's it. We'll do a little bit of light housekeeping. Close up my base. And then we'll encapsulate that. And we'll use, of course, Build Pink for that, right? Like and share. Haha. That's so cute. Sorry. I love a good bad dad joke. That's freaking hilarious. Okay. Yes, please like and share. Share. All right. Let's go in. All right. Let's go in. So we're going to come in. That's so zoomed up. Yeah? You like it that close? Oops. Yeah, if you think it looks good that close, all right. So I'm going to come in with my gel. Take some of that. Cut my tail. And then I'm going to place her down. Finger plate all the way down. And then I'm going to come behind my pearl. Greg would say pillow. And I'm just going to kind of float it. Make contact with the gel. Really all you're doing is you're working at the gel's timeline. So you just let it do what it wants to do. All you got to do is guide it down. Once you get really slightly past where the apex is, you can start to bring more parallel and just work it down and work it down. And obviously I've run out. So, I mean, I could very easily, you know, pick up more, or I can flash and stop this here. So on longer nails, for me, I just like to just flash it. That way I know it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to accidentally push too hard and dip into it. I mean, you can do whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm just going to stop the flow, and then I'm going to pick up another pearl and finish her off. All right. Come back into my Build Pink, cut my tail, and then I'm going to come in. And bring her all the way down. And it's the small things, like if you notice, we take the brush and it twirls in my hand. So when I'm on the sides, I'm working with the brush more vertically where I need it skinny, and it's more wide or horizontal. All right, and then I'm just gonna bring it down, all the way down. And if it's not everywhere, I mean, I just need it to be over the nail. I can always come back and add more if I need more in an apex or for the upper arch, wherever it needs to be. All right, and then we're gonna put her in 30 seconds. I know, it's always the longest 30 seconds of your life trying to cook her. So it's, now in salon, obviously, you know, you're not gonna stop. It's one hand and the other. Usually, like if it's really hot, like I'm in Florida, so we're in summer junior now. So it's probably one, maybe two nails at a time, because even with air conditioning, it is never, never gonna be cool enough. So bring her back out. All right, let's get a good look. And then we're gonna look to make sure that she's everywhere she needs to be. Take a look. So really, she's still a little flat right here. Can you see that in there? She's still a little flat right there. So I'm just gonna fill that little bit back in and then finish curing. Then we can go into File for Perfection. All right, bring her in. Place it down, and then just lightly on top, lightly. Ooh, yeah, I like those flakes. Those flakes showing up on camera, they're really, they're shiny. Can you see those? That's so pretty. All right, cool. All right, that looks so much better. You know, trust the process. I know. If you think the nail looks all wonky and janky and wide, that's fine. It's fine. It all gets filed. It's no big deal. All right, here. It all gets filed. Sally, go in the light. To the light, Caroline. All right, she goes in, and we do some light housekeeping. I am definitely one. Oopsie. That's why I always have to lid everything, because I spill things or I knock things over. And I have a pretty decent sized table too. I have no idea about like inches. How big is this table?
About 5 by 2.
Okay. I have a pretty decent sized table here. I love this table. This is my old table, you guys. I have had this table. I have had this table 26 years.
At least 25.
Yeah. This table has been with me a very, very long time. I never want to get rid of it. This is my happy spot. All right, cool. So let's line her up. She looks good. Oh, I really like the way that the flakes are kind of popping in and out in there. All right. Very pretty. We're gonna go in. Let's take with our swipe to remove that dispersion, that inhibition layer. And then we'll go into our 5-point filing. So filing, you have to have a system, right? You have to. If you want consistency, if you want all your nails to look the same, you have to have consistency with it. And we can do that with our 5-point filing. As a matter of fact, you know what? Is there a Sharpie in that cup right there? Yeah, is there a Sharpie available? No? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, sure. Let's see if gold works. All right, look. So, y'all want to see something funny? Watch me draw. It's yeah, I can't draw very well. Unless you want to hand me one of my stamps. Like, hand me that clear bag right there. Yeah, hand me that. That might be better. That might be a whole lot smarter. All right, so I do not have skills when it comes to drawing. So I can illustrate using a sticker. No, that's that's not a Sharpie. That's something else. All right, so that's okay. Look, I can do it like this. Look, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. So let's say this is our nail, right? So here's our nail. What we have to do is imagine, so we're going to do our eye formation. So we're going to take the letter I right down the nail. And this is the whole roadmap we're going to follow every single time we file, no matter what. So in order to do that, here's our map. And we have to first start to understand that the nail itself is broken down into 3 parts: the upper, the middle, and the bottom third. And our bits are also going to be broken down into those same 3 parts: the top third, the middle, the top, the middle, and then that bottom parts of it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down the stem of the eye. So let's do our eye formation. So let's go in with our safety bit. I love the safety bit. It makes me feel safe, like the warranty on the box. Haha. I know. I have quotes of movies in my head all day long. All right. So all we're going to do for this is we're going to kind of watch from our side profile, because this is from our side profile view, and it's going to help start our whole upper arch. And what we're going to do is we're going to line up zone 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. Zone 1 of our E-file to zone 1 of our nail, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. Let's get into frame. All right, so we're going to come 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and you'll see that the E-file will naturally put itself into those places. 3, 2, 1. And I'm not trying to do the whole nail. I'm not going side to side. One direction, following from that profile. Once we've come down the stem, then we can do the top part, which is our cuticle area. So we're going to come around the cuticle area, and that's done with zone 1. You could also, if you're afraid to come in here, you can break it in half. Take zone 1 of your E-file and just around that cuticle area, and then if you wanted, you can come over and use zone 3 of your bit, and you can do that coming down to you, towards you, looking down the barrel. So either way, I just like to go around. So we've done the stem, we've done the top of the eye. That leaves us down at the free edge at this part of the bottom part of the letter I. And we're going to go zone 3, 2, 1, looking down the barrel of the nail. Zone 3, zone 2, zone 1. One, 2, 3. it's probably good to note that going vertically down the nail, we have zone 1, 2, and 3 as well. All right, so what that does is that brings us down to what we have left is like we have some bulk left here and here, right? Because we haven't really filed that yet. So this is the parts that we have left to do. And that's really for our blending and debulking. So we're going to come down the barrel, looking down the barrel. And you're really just looking to see where it needs, see how it's bulked out right here. So we're going to use zone 1 to zone 1, 2 to 2 if needed, and zone 3. Just make contact, and just blend that down. It's kind of like driving a car. I'm really not staring, I'm just looking at the nail. I'm not looking at the barrel or the bit. Just looking at the nail, and you'll be surprised how you'll start to naturally just put your hand right into its place. It just goes there. 3, 2 to 1. Double check my profile. Just want to check out all your different angles. Well, that's looking pretty dope. All right, kind of cool. I know it still looks off shape. I know we didn't do any of the perimeter filing. Did all the inside. Some people want to do the perimeter first. That's okay. You can do that. Whatever is easier for you. Whatever works. All right, that'll bring us into our 5-point filing. So let's bring that in. All right, I gotta move this a little bit. Let's see if I move this way, then I could probably move this way, so I can reach her a little bit. All right, that's better. All right, so we're gonna come sidewall for zone 1 because we said 5-point filing. So I'm just gonna come down the sides, and then to stabilize my file, you notice I use my finger to hold and keep that file stable. And I want to make sure that I see the line, that blue in the file, stays parallel. That's what I can see. I can't see the file. I see the blue of the file. And then I'm just simply going to move my finger over to the other side of the abrasive and file that down. And I can already start to see my file lines to make sure I'm doing the same on both sides. So we 1, and then we come over 4, 2. We're going to do our lower arches, which is everything, all this stuff, all of the boogers that are hanging below. And the best way to do this is find your low part, hold that file stable, and again, that blue of the file is all that I see. If I can see the actual file, I've changed my angle. Angle stays parallel. And I'm also holding on so she stays and so she doesn't feel it. Kind of holds that weight. Go up. I mean, you can go back and forth, but the pressure of the file is going up from that longest point that was hanging over into the growth channel. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Just kindly have your client turn their hand to a side profile. Find that booger that's hanging low and then file it up. That's the other reason why I like doing the hybrid nails is I can start real quick with my foundation, my acrylic, but man, gel files like butter. I'd rather file gel all day than file acrylic. It's just so much easier. All right, so we did 1, we did 2, we did 3, and we did 4, and then 5. 5 is for like when you have a square shape or anything like in that family, or if you really needed to work like a rounded or an oval or anything like that. The only time you would call it a 4 is if you were in like a true stiletto, because there is no front end. And I'm trying to hold her in frame, but I can't see. She's too far away. One day I'll figure this out. It's okay. It's okay. She's like all the way over there. her together. Now, I know, like most people, I'm going to favor a side, right? We all favor a side. It's like putting on your makeup. One side's always easier than the other. Oops. So, I'm just going to turn her around to the client profile so I can see that perspective. And file her in. File her in. And just start to make sure all my lines are nice and tight. Details with your hand filing. So again, you're gonna come up and around. Just make sure everything is nice and smooth. Change it on this side. It's so cute. It's all coming together. I don't know if you guys can see that yet coming together, but it's all coming together. And I'm just looking down the barrel just to make sure I have that nice curve, you know, where it ascends to the upper arch and then descends back down this way. And then we want to do the same from that perspective. Oh, that's so cute though. I think we're going to add like maybe some gold foiling on there. I think some gold foiling and then maybe some isolated chrome to finish her off because I think that'll look super cute. I'm just kind of going underneath it just to make sure both my sides are the same. So I put it underneath and looking underneath so I can see it. Go side to side. All right, let's go to client profile. Let's see what this side looks like. Make sure our shape is the same. And I just want to go down the barrel from client profile. Make sure I don't have any weird whoop-de-doos. Everything looks nice and balanced. All right, once you're happy with it, let's get out of some of that dust. And then this is the best part about to happen because there's nothing more satisfying than watching that top coat bring everything up. There we go. Oh, that looks super cute. But you know what? Let's do, like I said, let's do some gold, right? So let's get, let's go to Manicure Top. So I love Manicure Top. So we can take that. We took some of our dust off, right? Let's go back in. We'll swipe her just to make sure she's good and clean. Oh, that looks super cute. And then if you wanted to, I mean, you could totally go in with some more of the Protein Bond. That's your insurance plan, right? Everything is going to stay nice and sticky. Nothing is going to come off. No peeling, chipping. All right, let's go in with our top coat. Watch it come to life. I know. And then as soon as you start encapsulating, you start seeing everything come up. And then that top coat. And you can just start to see all of that work come to fruition there. All right, well, you know what? A little bit got on Sally, but that's okay. We're just gonna take it off of her. Just wipe it off, it's fine. It's fine. All right, and then we're gonna cook her. Really, we just need like 30 seconds real quick. We're just gonna flash her. 30 seconds. Keep her in there. And I know I'm changing things, so we're gonna go in with some matte top coat next. We're gonna get some gold flakes because I think that's gonna look super duper cute. Absolutely. And oh, we said maybe some isolated chrome.
Nail Lounge, that's beautiful.
Oh, hey, Vibe Nail Lounge, how are you? All right. So here we go. All right, let's go in with some of our gold flakes. I don't know. I think every design in the world needs these. It's gold leafing. It's always pretty. All right, but let's just take a little bit of this guy here. There's no right or wrong way. I just wanted to add a little bit of metal in there. Let's do a little bit. Let's see, right about, I don't know. That'll work. That'll work. Very cool. All right. And then I'm going to come in with my matte top coat. Why am I using the matte top coat? Because we're going to do a little isolated chrome. And this new matte top coat that Young Nails put out is Chef's Kiss Perfect. Like 10 out of 10. So we put a nice thin coat on there. I don't want to over bulk the nail because the more layers you put on, you have to worry about it like shifting your shape and changing it around. So make sure my lines stay nice and clean. Make sure they stay nice and tight. All right. I'm going to cook her for about 30 seconds. And let's get our palette back out. Oh, let's get that palette back out. And let's get our isolated chrome gel. Vibrant Nail. I love you too. I can't believe you're still on YouTube. You are on forever today. I'm not complaining though. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was trying to watch while I was in between clients. I had clients watching. They're like, oh, is that the girl that you're always... Yes, that's the girl I'm always talking about. That's the woman, yes. Oh. It was a good day. All right, so let's go in. I'm going to get my number 5. And I'm just going to pick up some of this. And this is the part, this does not have to be perfect. I like to change my pull and my pressure so I get a different feel and different kind of lines and higher, lowers, up and downs. And I'm just going to kind of outline where I had the design in here. And again, I don't want it to be perfect. Oh, that'll be pretty. Look at that. That's going to be cool. And come around the side. Ups and downs, highs and lows. There we go. Just so it looks like not perfect. Kind of like that geode kind of vibe in there. All right. And because it's chrome, we don't want it to be over cured or too hard of a cure. We're going to just cook this guy. We're going to cure for maybe about 30 seconds once we get her underneath the light. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Awesome. 30 seconds in. And then I'm thinking like maybe like a gold champagne kind of color on there. So I'm thinking like that. Kind of like a champagne gold. I think that would be pretty. What do you think? Whoosh. Right in there? Yeah. Oh. I can't wait to see you this month too. I'm super excited. You're such my idol. You have no idea. I know. I'm already packing. I already have like my cosmetics packed. But that's mostly because I went to Orlando last weekend. So I just didn't fully unpack. I kept all my like toiletries together. All right. So I'm going to come in. And I'm going to tap off some of my extra. And I can get my chrome on there. Oh, I like that. All right. Let's bring that up. Yeah, can you bring that in a little bit? I like all the different metals in there from the chrome and the gold and everything else in there. So cute. All right, let's just work that in. So cute. Whoop, there we are. Oh, that looks pretty. All right, cool. From there, we can just go in. I'm going to use my Manicure Top Coat, or you can use your Ultimate Finish. You can use any of the top coats you want. All right. Let's go ahead in. Now, I generally, for like any of the chrome that I do in salon, I keep micellar water in a pump kind of bottle, like a foam. So it looks like all this soap coming out. It's just the water, but it helps kind of clean my client's hand a little bit. All right. And I'm just going to kind of come over everything. And I know I said I was going to use Manicure Top, but I grabbed Ultimate Finish. So that's what's in my hand. I'm going to use Ultimate Finish. Any of the top coats would work for this, really. And I just want to make sure everything is covered. I don't want to make it too clumpy. So like once I have it in and around some of my chromed area, I just want to make sure that, because I want some of that high and low and that texture, that raised in there. So I just want to make sure it's not puddling in there, but it stays nice and smooth. Just check it from my different angles. Check it from my different angles. Oh yeah, it looks pretty. And I just kind of check in my light line, make sure everything is covered. It looks good. Inside. Yeah. All right. Very nice. All right, she's going to go in. We're going to cook her for the final minute. And then it would be cuticle oil and pay the bill. But let's see. Okay, so we did our chrome. We did a little bit of our moonstone. We did some transfer foils, right? We used our foils. And then we did the hybrid So, I mean, we have a lot of different mediums that we used in here. Ooh, Sally, you lucky. You get multi-medium nail today. Do a little cleanup. Always feel like I'm housekeeping at my station, which is funny because I never get to leave my station, but y'all know if you're not like cleaning as you go, it can turn into a wicked mountain, especially with like if you do art. I was a hairdresser forever, and I swear I didn't need so many things when I was doing hair. I think a nail tech needs 50 different products to do one job. Where in the hair world, I definitely did not need quite as many products to do my job. All right, there she is. Let's get a little bit of our cuticle oil. I don't know if y'all heard that, but there was some random fireworks going off behind me. Fireworks are totally legal in Florida. It took me a long time to understand that. And people play with fireworks all the time here. All right, let's see. Can we get her in for a finished look? Ooh, I love that. That looks so cute. Let's turn around. Right. Oh, she looks so cute. All right, there we go. All right, Sally, you are such a good friend. Look at you with modeling your nail. All right, so that, I love isolated chrome. I'm going to have to wear this next, I think. Oh, thank you, Vibe Nail Lounge. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Tammy. Yeah, that was fun. I like the isolated chrome. I love doing like the negative space thing. I love what's trending right now. It's super cute. Oh, I really like those colors too. All right. Very cool. I really like this look. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Oh, thank you, Vibe Nail Lounge. See, it's really pretty. I used the Cocoa's Flakes, and then I used in the background some of the transfer foils from Young Nails that were a little bit older, and then the isolated chrome. Yeah, I love that. It's so pretty. All right, cool. Oh, thank you, thank you. I love doing nails. I would play with Sally every day. I kind of already do. I'm just now doing it in front of the camera. So she and I we besties. All right. So thank you guys for joining. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll be back next Monday. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.